G'day everyone, it's Justin and
Matt.
two dads again from BRRRRRM Australia. And mate, we're coming to you today in a 2022 twin turbo Kia Stinger GT. Okay mate, we last drove the Kia Stinger I think back in 2018 and it really impressed us, didn't it?
It really did, yes.
I guess it's because it's pretty much the last sort of affordable rear-wheel drive performance sedan on sale in Australia today, eh?
Yeah, nothing else comes to mind in that segment anymore.
That's right. It's the last man standing, isn't it?
Yeah, well said.
Now, mate, the one that we're in today is the top-of-the-range GT version, which comes with a twin-turbo 3.3 litre V6, pumping out 274 kilowatts at 6,000 RPM and 510 Newton meters from a low 1,300 to 4,500 RPM. All that power drives through an 8-speed automatic, back to the rear wheels through a LSD, limited slip differential. And mate, it also stops pretty well, doesn't it? With Brembo 4-piston 350mm ventilated brakes at the front and 340mm ones at the back. It's also got adaptable suspension. It runs 19-inch alloy wheels with 225/40 19s at the front and big 255/35 19s at the rear. And it also comes standard with the 10.25-inch touchscreen, like all the high-end Kias and Hyundais these days, as well as Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but you do need a cable to plug it in, it's not wireless.
Yeah.
The GT comes with powered Napa leather sports seats with memory, and they're heated and ventilated as well, so we're spoiled. It also has a pretty awesome 15-speaker Harman Kardon premium sound system too. Hey.
Yeah.
The V6 versions also come with a bimodal exhaust, and the GT comes with a head-up display. Anyway, now that you've had the Stinger GT this week, give us your driving impressions. What do you think?
This thing is, I'll just say it straight up, it's fantastic.
Well, that's a quick review, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks everyone. We reviewed the first one back in 2017 and loved it, as you mentioned. This thing, it's evolved slightly, but it's still kept its core fundamentals there. And fantastic for doing that, because it just has everything you'd want and need, and it's just dynamic in every regard. I love driving it. It's just lovely.
What do you think of the performance, the ride, the handling, mate?
They've nailed that as well. So when it's in comfort mode, it really is comfortable. You know, we don't have the best roads in Sydney, but it just soaks up those bumps really well. It's very comfortable. But then when you dial it up to sport, you can really feel the difference in the way that the suspension's been tuned. It is a sporty feel, and it transforms the way that the car drives. So it's fantastic. Handling as well. It's a long car. Obviously, it's a GT, but when you drive it, it wraps around you really well. I really feel that you really feel connected to the car with the LSD in the back as well. The way the suspension's dialed in, handling's spot on. Performance, again, as well. The engine's just really been tuned well. It's quite linear in its power delivery, but it does have some punch when you get into it. But also, it's really smooth as well. The engine's really, they've just nailed that as well.
Okay, mate. I think you've answered the question, but was it fun to drive?
Absolutely. Love it. So every time I thought, I've got to go to the shops or just did, the normal chores, it's exciting. It really is. And it's because it's so dynamic. If you feel like just, being quite lazy, I guess, and having a cruisy drive, it does that. If you want to get into it, it will do that as well.
It does the GT thing really, really well, doesn't it? Like a Grand Tourer. That's what it feels like. It's not a nimble sports car, but the GT thing, it's great.
Exactly right.
Okay, mate, we'll talk about family friendliness, the practicality, safety features in the car now. Your opinion of the driving position, what do you think?
Yep, so driving position, the seats are fantastic. bolster, the positioning. You're sitting, I believe you're sitting in a really nice position as well. So you've got forward visibility is fantastic, and the steering wheel, it's infinitely adjustable. So really, really nice seating position.
You like steering wheels with flat bottoms? This one's got a flat bottom, hasn't it?
I do, and I love this steering wheel. It's a really nice design. The diameter is spot on, and it's not too thick, but it's got those nice cutouts for the thumb position if you're really getting into it, with the paddles just behind. Love it.
Driving vision? What do you think?
Yeah, the rear window is not overly large, but you've got a really nice size side mirrors as well. So you really feel like you've got ample vision.
Easy to park?
It defies the length because you've got all the features there for the parking assistance, cameras front and rear, which I found really handy if you're going to be parking in a tight spot, parallel parking. So if you're worried about tapping the front, you don't have to because it's got that front parking camera. Easy to park. It's so luxurious in here. The appointments are beautiful. The brushed aluminium look, the actual materials that are used, the design, everything's so intuitive as well. I was looking for how to set things up when I first got in car, spot on. Everything's easy to reach, and it's just been really thought of really well and executed beautifully. The door handles, you just got that sense of luxury to it. You open and close the doors, you just feel like you're in a super expensive car that's been well designed, engineered, and executed. In regards to the sound system, it's awesome. So, and absolutely love it.
I agree.
It sounds sensational. You'd expect it in a $200,000 car. It's got it in this, and you can tune the sound to your liking. So, if you like, dance music, it will really punch out some bass. But it's also got that nice balance where it just sounds spot on. So, infotainment-wise, nailed it.
Mate, you sat in the back. Give us your rear seat impressions. What do you think?
Mate, it feels like a limousine back there. It's so comfortable. The seats are just that nice recline, so you really feel like you're sitting in a luxurious vehicle. The materials are spot on, and again, a nice ample view out the side window, lots of leg room, and being that it's a fairly sort of low coupe from the roof line, you've got heaps of headroom as well. Speaking of the headroom, the headliner or Alcantara, it's really beautiful.
In the back, mate, good for kids? Has it got enough features there? I think it's got vents, USBs,
vents, the width of the seats, you can sit 3 adults through there comfortably, no problem at all. And all the USB, the plugs, the 12-volt plugs, it's got everything you need for a long journey. And it's quite interesting, in the infotainment, I found a quiet mode. So say for instance you got passengers, you go for a longer drive and they fall asleep, you can hit a button on the infotainment system, it turns it into quiet mode. So it turns off the rear speakers in the back.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's really thought of well. So they've really nailed the purpose of this car and brought all these features where you'd think, well, that'd be nice. They've actually included it.
That's family friendly. Yeah,
very much.
How did you find the boot, mate?
Man, you could probably sleep in there. It's not deep. I found it's not very deep, but there's heaps of space.
It's pretty long, isn't it? Because it's a hatch, so
yeah, exactly.
It's pretty easy to get things in and out because that hatch goes up. So
spot on. It really is easy if you got the shopping or whatever you're putting in there. It's very easy to put in and pull out. Yeah, again, they've just nailed it.
The seats have a split fold as well, which is great. So plenty of room for your shopping and stuff. Isn't it? Mate, in terms of safety, it's got pretty much all the normal safety features you'd expect for a 22 car, but some other interesting things it's got autonomous emergency braking with junction assist. So if you're at an intersection and you want to turn right and there's cars coming the other way and it thinks that you're going to hit the car coming the other way, it'll brake for you. That's really good.
Wow.
Lane following assist. It's got rear cross traffic collision avoidance as well when you back up. Blind spot view monitor in the dash too. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
When you indicate, the camera illuminates up there.
Brilliant.
And like you said before, the 360-degree camera is great for when you're parking. So
Yeah.
all right, mate, we'll have a quick chat about value for money. Now, as we mentioned, the Stinger was released in Australia, I think, in 2017, and we got our hands of it in 2018, which was great. This latest version was upgraded this year, mainly with the safety tech and that. The one we're in today has a list price of $64,960. If you want to get into a V6 a bit cheaper, there's the 330S model, which is $55 and $30. But even below that, you can get into a 4-cylinder Stinger. They start off at $51,250 for a 200S, and it goes up to $58,930 for a GT line version of the 4-cylinder, which I think has got similar spec to one of these.
Yeah. So the price point for this particular model is exceptional. I just don't know how they do it. It feels like a $200,000 car.
Yeah, mate, I think it's punching above its weight, isn't it? The impression you get when you jump in the car feels a lot more expensive than what it is. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not expensive in general terms, but
Sure.
You're getting a lot of value for money in this thing, aren't you?
Very much, through and through.
Now, mate, the warranty that comes with the car is one of the best in the industry. It's 7-year unlimited Ks, which is really, really good. Now, servicing on the Stinger, it's every 12 months or 10,000 Ks. I mean, a lot of cars have 15,000, but, once a year, 10,000 Ks, it's
on the low side. It is more of a performance car,
Well, yeah,
I
that's
guess.
true.
So
Yeah.
if you factor that into the equation,
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Servicing costs for 7 years, mate, $4,243. It's cap price servicing. And even if you just wanted to hang on to it for 5 years, I suppose, that's $2,560. That's cheap servicing, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, any particular positive or negative that stands out to you with the car?
I think we've got the positives covered. The
Yeah.
volume.
Let me rephrase that. Any particular negative that you can think about the car?
I was trying to find one over the time that I've had the car, and I'm struggling to come up with something, to be honest. I just can't. I honestly can't. I love this car. It's absolutely brilliant.
Mate, if I could only think of a negative about this car, could the bimodal exhaust be a bit louder? You can't really hear anything. It's not. When we recently drove the i30Ns and things like that, you can hear the exhaust and the engine noise and those things. I know this thing's a GT,
Yeah.
but look, if the volume of the exhaust was up a little bit more, I know that there's restrictions these days and emissions and stuff like that, but it'd be nice to actually hear it.
True.
Okay, I don't think I need to ask this question, but I will. X Factor, is it the kind of car that when you drive past, you're going to check your reflection of the car, or you're going to, when you park it, you're going to look back at it after you walk away? Go.
Always. Very much. Any opportunity. Yep. I love every angle. It's just beautiful silhouette, front, rear, everything spot on. Love it.
You know what surprises me, mate, about this car though? Like, considering it came out in 2017, it still turns heads.
Yeah.
This thing, like, had it the other day and parked it, and people are still looking at the car. So that's a credit to the styling of the car. It's a great looking car.
Yeah.
So well done, Kia. Okay, mate. Question without notice.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, we had a drive of the Hyundai i30N sedan. It's a great car again. Comes from the sister company of Kia. Maybe, it's not really a GT. It's more of a sporty car sort of thing. But between the two of these things, I know you love this car, and I know you rated the i30N pretty highly.
Yeah.
Which would you choose?
That's a super tough question. Super tough. I'm leaning towards this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just think it's executed exceptionally well. And if I think about ownership over a time period of, say, 5 years, I know I'd still want to own this car in 5 years' time. The i30N, as much as I love it, and it's so dynamic, and the review speaks for itself. I just think this is a car that, for me, I would want to own for a longer term.
Okay, just want to put a big thanks out to our friends at Kia Australia for the loan of the Stinger GT this week. Mate, I'd probably have to say, like, if you're out there and you're thinking about getting one of these, the world of EVs coming along soon. Rear-wheel drive performance cars, affordable ones like this, aren't going to be around much longer. So if you're really in the market for one of these and you're thinking about it, grab one while you can. What do you think?
100%, exactly right. You will be happy with your choice.
I just want to also put out a big thanks to everybody for the views, the likes, the subscriptions. Yeah, I guess plenty more to come.
Look forward to it.
We'll see you later.
Bye.